And we live. Woo! Lord have mercy. We made it. We made it, y'all. I got my phone today, so forgive me if I look at my phone. We've been working over here behind the scenes. My producer been working diligently to make sure that I ain't got to use my phone to go live, that we're able to put some titles up on the screen, that we're able to look in the comments, you know what I mean, while I'm on the show. Give us more of a feeling, guys. But just like that, we back, man. A little bit late, but always great, man. Episode 3. Y'all see I got on my Mo 3 sweatshirt, man. Episode 3, take 1. You know what I mean? Take 1. Let me take a drink of water. I was already nervous. Now I'm a little bit nervous, sir. Whoo, we got a show. We got a show tonight, man. We got a show tonight, man. First, man, let's start with the recap of last week. You know what I mean? What we was talking about last week, what we getting into. Last week was getting more of a better understanding of yourself. You know what I mean? Getting an understanding on how you feel. You know what I mean? Making sure you take care of yourself before you try to, you know what I mean, bring somebody else into the picture. You know what I mean? Making sure you feel properly loved. You know what I mean? Understanding how self-development leads to community development. You know what I mean? Getting self-love, self-fulfillment. And once you got that feeling, that love inside of you, you gonna, you know what I mean, that's gonna go off into the community. You're gonna lift somebody else's spirits up when they're around you, figure out what's wrong with them. You know what I mean? Basically just finding your purpose. Last show was a good show, man. I looked at it when I got to the house and it had a good feeling, man. It had a real good feeling on just understanding. That's one of my biggest things, and that's I think that's one of the things that I'm good at is is approaching every situation with understanding, man. And if you understanding your purpose, what you supposed to be doing, what you want to be doing, that's that's big, man. That's something that we all gotta find because um how many how many folks think about what heaven is, their perfect spot, you know what I mean, that they tell us about, that spot where everything gonna be all right, you know what I mean, you ain't gonna have nothing to worry about. Do they teach about that? I ain't been. It's a spot called heaven, man. The land of milk and honey is what they call it. And I honestly don't believe that we just gonna float up into that spot one day. That man, that almighty power, that God that everybody believe in, just gonna swoop down and everything just gonna be right. He just gonna fix it all, and all this wickedness is just gonna go away, and he just gonna clean it all up with that swoop. I honestly don't believe that can happen, y'all. We got some work to do. It ain't gonna be that easy swoop, that easy swoosh, that wind gonna blow, and everything just gonna go white, and all the wickedness and all the evil folks that's around us just ain't gonna be no more, and everything gonna be clean. It ain't it, it ain't gonna be that easy. We got some work to do, and this is my job. You know what I mean? This is what I feel like I'm doing just by sparking a conversation. You know what I mean? Letting us a righteous conversation, a good conversation that I don't feel like we have enough. So that's what I'm here for, man. And when you understand yourself, you understand that you with God. You know what I mean? That Almighty that you believe in. That's the only way that God, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, whatever you call them, that's the only way that they can express themselves through you. So the way you acting, the way you talk, how you feel, what you doing, that's how God expresses itself, is through God's people. So we got some work to do. I think we got to put in that work to build heaven. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like we got to start with self. If you're on a team with God, you can't be lazy. You can't. I don't want you on. God don't want no lazy, sorry person on his team, and he the most powerful. And I know he don't, because I know I don't. I know he don't, because I don't like a motherfucker around me chilling all the time. Get up off your shoulder. We got some shit to do around here, fam. So, and God, I hate to start preaching. Call me Feedy Jakes. Hey, y'all call in, man. Put Feedy Jakes in the comment. You know what I mean? Put Feedy Jakes in the comments. God don't want you sitting around mad because you can't get nothing done mad. You know what I mean? That's why you got to start with self. And I'm gonna get into the show in a minute. Let me just elaborate on my last show because a few things that I didn't get to say. When you find out what you're supposed to be doing, when you get a purpose, you know what I mean, man, I gotta do this for the best of everybody for me to do this. God don't want you to be, I ain't saying you gotta be broke and you just gotta just go out and spread the word and you can't get no money. You can't get the nice shit that you like and you can't dress nice and have you a good looking car. God don't want you to be broke. He know you got to work and you got to feed your family and he know it's some personal stuff you dealing with. He know ain't none of us perfect, but they say all belongs to God, man. All this lavish stuff, everything that you like, it belongs to the Almighty God. So if I'm on his team, if I'm doing the work for God, why shouldn't I live this lavish? You know what I mean? Why shouldn't I be looking nice? Why shouldn't I be dressed nice? Why shouldn't I have the car that I want? That want my kids to go to this school? Why shouldn't I be able to afford it? So he ain't saying be broke, man, but put in some work, man, some real work, not just go to work just to get no car or no house or just go to work just to get some material stuff. But we actually got to do some real work, y'all, to build that heaven, build a stand-up nation of people that's, you know what I mean, that actually own and that's worth something that you will live and that you will die for. But that I'm just saying, man, God don't want you to be lazy, be sorry, you got to get up and do something. He ain't gonna just swoop down and take care of everything. He needs some teammates who he can, you know what I mean? I need you to do this. I need you to do that. The quarterback need linemen. You know what I mean? The coach need a team. You know what I mean? So make sure you playing your position. Put your work in, man. Put your work in. And now we was talking about last show self-fulfillment, self-purpose. And I didn't expand on family that everybody has a position. So I ain't saying you got to be some great musician that plays the keyboard all over the world or you got to be some great person that build big skyscrapers. I mean, we need those people. We need everything. We need all type of people. But even if you just a mother and you feel like your passion, your purpose is to just be mom, just to show love to your children, just to make sure that they taken care of. We need it's a lot of children that don't have a mother. So when you become this mother, you feel like this is something that you got a passion for, making sure kids have something to eat, making sure children are feeling loved, because that's what mothers are. That's their best trait is that, you know what I mean? They the children first lover. They the first experiences of love that a children find. You know what I mean? Which is, that kind of leads me into my next one, but let me finish this one. You can't be a mother that your kid got all this shit on. You pull up to the bus stop, you see a child with no jacket. Oh, look at him, look at them. Done sent this boy up here with no jacket on. And you talking about the baby. But look, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep mine nice, dressed, and fine. Don't nobody give a damn about that $45 shirt. That don't make your baby great. If the baby ain't got no jacket, he may need a family. He need a mother to get him a jacket. If it's your passion, it's your duty, we all need love. So you can't separate your child and, oh, my son got this on or my baby looked like this when she go to school. The child needs love too. So what I'm saying is when you find yourself, when you working on yourself, when you being the best self you can be, make sure you being this self to everybody. Make sure this self that you building up, that you spending so much time on, make sure this self is better for everybody who around you. That's, you know what I mean? That's what, remember that you say, WWJD, what would Jesus do? That's what Jesus would do. Everybody that's around him is benefiting off him being the best him. Everybody that comes in contact with him is benefiting off him being the best him. His love, his glow is seen by everybody. You know what I mean? All to the point where he's not all of our father, literally, but he is. They call him father. They looking up to him in this, they put him in this position. So you as a follower or whatever you believe in, I just know a lot of us read the Bible and the Bible got some good teachings in it, or whatever you believe in, family. I'm not here to teach you or to act like I'm somebody who got it all figured out. I'm here to ignite or spark the conversation. I'm here for you to feed off me and take it back to your home and look some shit up and teach me. I need a lesson. God damn it. I need a lesson. I need somebody to show me something. I don't got it all figured out, but that's what I'm saying, family. Figure out who yourself. That's what episode 2 was about. And which brings me into episode 3, man. You know what I mean? Let's talk about sex, man. When you figuring yourself out, now let's take sex, man. Whew. And I was really nervous about this conversation because we don't have this conversation, y'all. We don't have it enough, man. We don't bring it up with our children enough. And we put it in the back of our mind. Mama, they act like they ain't never had sex. You got 6 kids now, mama. Somebody need to have a sex conversation around here. You try to act like you don't gotta have a sex conversation until the young lady come home pregnant. She doing something, I know. You should have had that conversation with her. Y'all, we gotta have these sex conversations. They're so important, very important. What is sex? How do you feel about sex? You having a lot of sex? You having a lot of sex? You having a little sex? You are addicted, or you addicted to sex? You know what I mean? Do you think about it all the damn time? You don't act on it, but every time you hear him, look at that right there. Look at that. Burr. Check out this thing coming here. That's, I mean, it's on our mind. It's in us it's natural. Isn't that, have you ever got hungry? JoJo?
Have you ever gotten hungry?
You ever got hungry and didn't have something to eat?
Yep.
In the house?
Yep.
You gonna get up and you gonna go get you something to eat.
Like a mug.
That's natural.
Yeah.
That's a natural urge.
Yeah.
That's in everybody. When you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, sex is just as natural, bro. Sex is just as natural. Urge is in everybody. So don't we need to learn to eat properly? Good things to eat for our body. We need to learn this beforehand, before we got high cholesterol. You know what I mean? Before we in the doctor, needles in our arm, tubes in our nose. We got to learn this early so we can better prepare ourselves to live longer, have healthier lives. And sex is the same thing, man. Sex is the same thing, people. We have to educate ourselves. A lot of folks don't even think about these encounters that we had as children. A lot of us traumatized from sex. A lot of folks dealing with a lot of us dealing with a lot, man. With a lot of us dealing with a lot with molestation as a child. You know what I mean? So when you dealing with something like this, family, don't just put it off, man, and act like that ain't a part of you. We really got to deal with it. You got to face it, and you got to teach it. You know what I mean? If you dealing with stuff like this, you got to face it and you got to teach it, especially with our children. You know what I mean? Especially now, I was listening to a conversation or interview, bro, and they said the best time to plant a seed is 20 years ago. The best time to, you know what I mean, to put something down and develop it was 20 years ago. But we can't do nothing about, you know what I mean, conversations or seeds that weren't planted years ago. We can't handle that. That was a because honestly, I didn't have a father in the household that had that sex conversation with me. My mother had a conversation, but it was just put on a condom. You know what I mean? It was a real simple conversation that just say put on a condom. And you know what I mean? It's not really a detailed conversation of what sex is really. It's not no understanding of sex. It's no
the act of sex.
You know what I mean? It's no conversation of really explanation.
Yeah.
And the reason is because my mama don't know. My mama haven't nobody had the conversation with her. You know what I mean? So these are generations of conversations that are missed. You know what I mean? So it's on my heart to let us know, man, as a people, that we gotta have these conversations, because if we don't know, how should our child know? If we don't know, how are we gonna show them the best way to be? They're gonna bump their head, and unfortunately, when we bumping our head with sex, you know what I mean? Now we are producing a generation between folks these are accidents. Now, what is sex a good thing? Is sex, you know what I mean? What does God think about sex? Who is God there when you? I'm gonna say it. Is God there when you fucking? Is that the God got something to do with that? Or you just fucking? It don't mean nothing. It fucking don't mean nothing. You just get up and then God. A lot of us don't believe God come into the picture until we go down to the courthouse and the Caucasian man got the robe on and he bang his gavel and you and your baby holding hands, y'all smiling big. And they send you your license in the mail and they give you your papers. And then they say you married. And now God in it. God ain't had no insight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or is God in it, man? When you get so close to somebody that you're actually one. Is that God, or is that God and you or say the courthouse is God? Is that God when you get so close to somebody that you actually become one? Now, have you? I don't know about y'all. Y'all ever been caught doing something? Y'all ever been caught doing something, and y'all so close that you just sit up and pose and try to cover up the other person and act like you ain't doing nothing? Y'all ever been that close? Like, okay, that just been me. Or y'all know, man, that sometimes you get so close to somebody, y'all get so close and become so close as one that when you separate, it's three of y'all. Is that God? Did God have something to do with that?
Man, I don't mean to stop you, Feezie, but you got to say that again. What you say? You come close.
Sometimes you get so close as one. The connection is so deep to when you separate, it's three people. Now, do God got something to do with that? I believe he do, y'all. This is the biggest responsibility that us as a people have in our pants. And we got to have this conversation early and let people know how important this responsibility is. If you don't have this conversation, if you don't teach, it's no way one can understand unless somebody he loves or she loves is teaching it to him, learning it, developing, son. Just read a book together. This is a learning that we need in our household for the simple fact, man, is wicked people in this world. If you don't teach it to them, they're gonna go out in this world. They're gonna find out. Somebody gonna grab her butt walking down the highway. Somebody gonna make her feel a certain way, and now she's chasing this feeling, but it's really the connection. It's really the connection that's needed. You know what I mean? A connection so deep, man. You can't tell me God ain't a part of something that you get so close to somebody. Y'all get so much of a connection that when you separate, it's three people. Now, let me see where I'm at with this. Sometimes, let's see what does the Bible, what does God say? A lot of us read, and I'm not a pastor. I don't read the Bible how I'm supposed to, but I really want to give some scriptures, some from the Bible, because a lot of us need teaching points. A lot of us don't know, and so this is to start the conversation, so you can go look up stuff. I'm not trying to teach you. I'm trying to spark something in you. You know what I mean? I don't know enough to teach you something, so don't look at me like call in and tell me what you think. In the Gospel of Mark, it reads, whoever divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery against her, and if she divorces her husband and marries another, she commits adultery. Why is it's saying whoever divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery? So are you saying if I divorce my wife that I no longer want to be with, and I find another wife, that's adultery? That's what it's saying. But I believe what it's actually saying is this is how important sex is. This is how deep of connection, because I really think it's bringing marriage and sex into one. And what it's saying is that once you sleep with one person and then the connection ain't there, you find you didn't choose right for some reason, it's not what you thought it was, and then you move on to somebody else and you go have sex with that person. Let's read another one. This is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. What's the only way you can become one flesh? I don't care how close you and another woman is. The only way you can become one flesh is if you have sex with each other and that third person is created. And now both of your genes, both everything in you two is together. This is one flesh that you two have became into. This not a courthouse document. This not a gavel. You don't gotta send this license. It's not a license. This is a connection that. Let me read something else. Marriage should be honored by all. Marriage should be kept. Marriage bed should be kept pure, and for God will judge the adulterer and all sexually immoral. This one is saying this. If I'm reading it, because earlier it says if I marry somebody else if I'm married and then I marry somebody else, that's the adulterer. So then I took it as it's saying if I'm committedly having sex with somebody else, then I choose wrong and I'm having sex with somebody else. So now it's saying marriage should be honored by everybody. So that's basically saying this sex that we having, it needs to be a value to it. You can't just go to an interview. Have y'all ever been looking for a job? When you go to a job, you got to go to an interview. Sometimes they want to put you through 2 or 3 interviews. Sometimes they want to give you a test. When you take the test, they say, here, these are a few scenarios that you might go through when you're on a job. Answer these questions. Let me see, after reading these scenarios, how you respond to these situations.
Yeah.
They go through all these screening processes just so you can get a job. You don't think you need to teach your son, teach your little girl that you gonna have sex? You go to a job fair, you know you're gonna get a job. You trying to if you a woman, you're gonna be looking for a young man one day. It's natural. If you're a young man, you're gonna be looking for a young woman one day. It's natural. So shouldn't we be teaching screening processes to our children about how to date, who you looking for? Shouldn't our children be asking questions? Because this is somebody you want to give your life to, literally. This is somebody you may end up giving life with. This is the most important role that we have as a creator. We creating people in dramify in so dramatic situations that, guys, you know, we having sex with people that we don't even want to answer the phone for afterward. We having sex with people that we don't even want to be seen in public with. They done did so much shit, we don't even want to be around them in public. Y'all, this feeling is taking over our mind. And this is some stuff we can't, I mean, where do you think these nations that you read about in the history books, these great people from before, these great people that's gonna come after, where do you think these nations are gonna come from, man? These nations are gonna come from the children that we having. We can't build up nothing strong and worth something without getting a hold of this urge that's in all of us. We can't do it, man. I mean, man, do you know, man, I was 7 years old, bro. And maybe I was 6 or 5. Because I'm trying to think why they would do why they would do this. And then nothing happened to me. And they didn't touch me. But let me tell y'all the story. I was a young man. This is my first encounter with sex. I was a young man, and I was in the bed, and I was down at the foot of the bed. I don't know if they thought I was asleep. You know what I mean? They thought I was just a young kid who didn't know any better. But I don't want to say who they was. These 2 grown-ups, a man and a woman, yeah, they went at it right there, right there in the bed. This is my first memory of sex. They had them a nice little good time, man, right there beside me, bro.
Beside you?
But right, they didn't touch me.
Yeah.
Right. I'm at the foot.
Yeah.
And it was a nice side bed because they wasn't touching me. You know what I mean? So
were you supposed to be asleep?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess so. I would hope so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For them to go at it like that. They went at it, bro. They had them a good time, a man and a woman. They did their thing. And I didn't know. I was a young man who didn't know. And I cried when I thought about this lesson. And not because of this, and I cried, but so hopefully I don't start crying right here. But you know, like I want to say the next day, or I just remember this happened afterwards. I was in the same bed as a child, and my little cousin, she was with me. She's a few years younger than me. I want to say she was like 3 at the time. And I hunched her, bro. And Raquel, I'm sorry I gave your name. Raquel, if you ever see this, I apologize. Cause of course now I know better.
Yeah.
And then let me say this too. I never I just hunched her. It was a dry hunch. My pants was up. Yeah. But the reason I'm saying this, bro, is because this is a small incident that could have been tragic, bro. And I don't know how she feels about me. She been my cousin. She never said anything. I don't know if she remembers the situation. But this is what miseducation, uneducation. This is what it's a natural thing, bro. It's natural. It's gonna come. But this is what uneducation and miseducation does. It leads to folks doing stuff that they not supposed to do.
Dysfunction.
Exactly.
Really abomination.
Exactly, bro. It leads to all this wickedness and these child molesters and folks who demonize women and do all this, bro. This stems, a lot of it, most of it stems from childhood traumas. Like, it's people who actually like pain when they you know what I mean, doing what they do, when they having a good time in the beer. It's people, and a lot of times the reason folks like pain is because they first experience that feeling that they trying to get back to. It wasn't a pleasant situation, but they associate this good feeling with that pain that they felt. You know what I mean? Times when as a child, you know what I mean? So a lot of us have been through a lot of situations. So sex is a conversation that we don't want to talk about it, man. But we got to face all these. We got to face all this for the sake of the future, for the sake of our children, for the sake of our grandchildren, for the sake of the future relationships that we produce, that we bring into the world, man. So I just really wanted to brush on that, man, and to get that off into the atmosphere for y'all, man. I really wanted to address, you know what I mean, that I don't want to say it's a curse, but that is a real a lot of missed opportunities in a lot of our households.
And what we call curses, I don't like the word curse.
Yeah, me neither.
Because it seems like we don't have any choices. We don't have any say in the matter, right? But it is a curse.
Yeah.
But it's a curse because we make the choice not to have these conversations. We make the choices not to address certain things. And we think, you know what I mean? So how you just addressed and said and shared and spoke about that's a choice, right?
Nah,
and when you make that choice, you have conversations, and that removed that curse. The curse comes when you choose to bury your head, to neglect certain things and stuff like that. So yes, it is a curse, but you know, those are choices that we make.
But we breaking them.
Yeah.
But we breaking those generational, you know what I mean, setbacks, mishaps, unfortunate, you know what I mean, situations that we've all experienced. And that's why I'm here, y'all, man. That's why I'm with that being said, the phone lines open, JoJo?
Yeah, the phone line been open. Let me
what's the phone number? 940-290-0801. You know what I mean? Let's get some let's talk about this. Or you can talk about anything that been on your mind. That's what you know what I mean, the spirit led me to talk about, because I know you know what I mean, a lot of our children are getting older. They finna be going out into the world. You know what I mean? They finna be leaving the house, going on to college. You know what I mean? Or you might got a young child. I feel like children, man, should be talking and having these conversations as early as you feel like they understand. You know what I mean? Because a girlfriend's coming to play fourth grade, fifth grade. And so you got to understand what are we actually looking for. Otherwise, you know what I mean, a song teach your child how to, you know what I mean, be in a relationship, or what a relationship means, or what sex means.
And these days,
you know what I mean, a song, a movie, a social media post, you know what I mean, because they're going to run into it, guys. You know what I mean? A lot of us, and really not even for our children, y'all, a lot of us need to have some deep conversations with ourselves. A lot of grown-ups still ain't had that, still that little boy, you know what I mean, or still that young lady, still that little girl.
I think we may have a call.
Okay.
Holistic services.
To accept, press 1.
Okay, we got a call on the line. Speak your feelings with BearFeezie. State your name and where you calling from.
My name is Elise. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Hi, Elise. How you doing today?
How you doing?
I can't complain.
I'm doing good.
I can't complain at all. Just speaking my feelings to the people, letting them know how I feel. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
That's good.
I hear you speaking.
That's good, man. I just want us to you know what I mean? Just want to open up the conversations in our household to our children. You know what I mean?
I do. I definitely understand that. Sex is a conversation I've had with my son. He's 13. We had the conversation way earlier than 13 because it is an important topic, and it's something that should be an open conversation in your home, at least in my opinion.
Yes,
I can't tell nobody else what to do.
So, I think they should though. Sometimes we need to give them that insight, and you know what I mean, because a lot of times they don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So we don't want to be the one. Ain't nothing wrong with giving good information.
Sometimes we need to give them that insight.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times they don't know what to do.
You
know what I mean? So we don't want.
I have
ain't nothing wrong with giving good information.
Okay.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times they don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. My producer, he doing a lot.
Oh, it's all good.
Elise, what feelings did you have? What feelings did you have about the conversation, or is it a business or something that you would like to put out to the people that you can help us with?
Well, I definitely agree with what you're saying about having an open conversation in the home about sex, and also I know that it's not talked about because back in the day, you know, especially in the Black community, you didn't really talk about what was going on inside of your home, and you didn't have those open conversations with your children. And actually, I do have a business that focuses on women's health, and I've done 2 Sex in the City events, and I worked with a educator that works at CPS, and what we discussed was why the conversation of sex should be talked about at a very early age. When you start discussing their as what we call private parts.
Right.
And one of the things that they suggested was to not actually call it a private part, to call it what it is. A vagina, or your titties or your breasts.
Right.
You know, because what it does is cause the children to detach from what their actual body parts are. So a lot of times they're silenced in that way. So you start the conversation very early by teaching them the value of their body parts, what they're used for, so they know the difference. Because I know you did talk about like molestation and different things like that.
Yes, ma'am.
It happens because a lot of times children don't even know how to communicate what's going on with them or what has been done to them because they don't know how to describe their body or how to feel their body, how to accept their body, to know that the feelings that they have are normal. So, and even women, I want to say, that are sexually active don't really know their body. Don't really, some of them don't even have orgasms because they don't know their body. So I do feel like it's an important conversation, and it is something that I do discuss in my business, even though that's not the basis of my business. But it is something that I have participated in. I love working with other women, and that's one of the things that we have done a few times because we really need to talk about it in the Black community.
Amen. How would any followers or anyone listening to this show be able to contact you if they had any questions, you know, about that, or if had any women just had any women development questions or trying to rid of some stress that they've been going through, or how would they be able to contact you?
You can find me on Instagram at TrueSelfie. That's TrueSelfee. I'm there on Instagram. I also have a website, and it's True Selfie Holistic Services. Hold on, let me get my website right. It's so long too. True Selfie Holistic. Let me look it up. It's True Selfie Holistic Services.com. And I do consultations. I consider myself a holistic wellness guide. So I'm certified in booty yoga, which is something that we it's yoga, but we do specialize in womb work because a lot of women have their trauma in their wombs. So we do what people may consider sexual movements, but it's all to heal yourself and align your chakras. I don't know if y'all know any philosophy about the chakras in your body, but a lot of women, when they're suppressed or have emotional trauma, it is housed in their wombs. So they cannot come, they cannot have orgasms, they cannot have those open conversations because they don't really know themselves. So that is something that I teach. I'm certified in booty yoga. I'm certified in holistic nutrition. I'm a certified personal trainer and a certified life coach. But I particularly like to work with women.
We appreciate you so much, Elise. Let me ask you a question before you go. Now, if all this trauma is in a woman's womb, is it safe to say that this trauma is passed down to the child?
It's fact. It's science.
Ooh,
yes, it is.
Lord have mercy.
And if a woman is not aware of herself when she is pregnant, she is passing on all of that trauma to her seed. Even the man, even if she's carrying a boy, she is passing on that trauma to him as well. And then that child has to take on that responsibility to heal themselves. So it's best that the woman in particular is healed. Because, I mean, even from her choosing her partner to mate with, for her choosing whoever she's going to have a sexual exchange with. That's something that you were speaking about, marriage and a soul tie. What people don't realize is sex is energy. It's an exchange. You're always having sex, whether you know it or not. You're doing something to get something, but people don't realize that, you're always creating. So, the woman, that's why I work with women, because we really have to be aware. We really have to be accountable, just in general, So I like what you're doing. I like what you're talking about. It's definitely a conversation that needs to continue to happen.
Thank you so much.
With our boys and our girls, and our women,
And I appreciate you so much for calling in, Elise. Do me a favor and make sure, I'm not sure if you're on the live, make sure you put your website and your contact information in the comments, please, Elise. So folks, anybody on here be able to reach you, or if they see this later, they'll be able to contact you. Because it's a lot of people, a lot of women dealing with that, especially a lot of men too. A lot of people dealing with traumatic situations and don't know how to, get rid of it or talk through it. And we need somebody like you in our community. We appreciate that so much. Elise, be sure to put your contact and website in the comments for me.
I will, and I'm watching you live.
I appreciate you so much for calling in.
Okay, keep going. All right, no problem.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Man, that was deep. I like that, man. That's what the community, that's what we need, man. That, whew. See, you see how, and then it just got me feeling way better because my last episode was on self, and how you got to get yourself together. And this episode is on, sex. Like, before you go looking for sex, you got to get yourself and deal with all this past trauma that you done experienced. Otherwise, you passing this on to your child. Then the child come in the world scared and timid and not, and discouraged. That's deep. That's deep, Elise. Hey, y'all call in, man. Y'all call in. Let's talk about it. That's, man, and all these. Yeah, man, we got to start having these conversations. Let's talk about sex. Let's call in 940-290-0801. Man, I love the women. The women be calling with game.
Yeah.
The women be calling with good lessons. Whew. Hey, y'all, we gotta learn how to, you see, man, how important it is to get yourself together when you find and then when you do find a wife or do find that mate, how important it is that you love them the same way you love yourself. That way, you know what I mean? You gonna make sure she not stressed out. You gonna make sure anything she going through, she put that on you. Because that's gonna affect your child. That's gonna affect your seed. You know what I mean? Even when they hurt, when she go pick the kids up, the kids can tell she not right. When the kids come home from school, the child can tell she's stressed out. Y'all arguing in the room and y'all fighting and breaking glass and slamming doors and pictures falling. That's not healthy lifestyle for you, the woman, for the man, the woman, the child that's on the way, or the child, you know what I mean, the children in the household. So, man, that's deep, man. 940-290-0801, people. Whew. Thank you, Elise, man. That was deep. That was deep, man. It's crazy how the stuff is passed through the womb to our children.
But the thing about it is, and as you said, we aren't teachers. We just having a conversation, right? So when she speaks about that, that trauma is embedded, right, in our DNA, and sometimes it lies dormant, right? So a kid may be fine. So that's where the nature versus nurture comes in there.
Facts.
So a kid may be fine. They like me. I graduated SCBU, Sophisticated Crack Baby University.
Fair.
You know what I mean? So my mother smoked crack the whole time she was pregnant with me. So just imagine what her life was, her trauma, all of these things, right, that made like a dormant in me. But so just multiply that by 1,000 or by 1,000,000 with these communities, right? So when you put us in these high stress situations, these conditions of poverty, the projects, mothers and fathers with no life skills, no communication skills. You know what I'm saying? You walking on eggshells, you go outside, you traumatized, you experiencing all these things at a young age, right? That ramps all that shit up. That brings all of that to that forefront, right? And it has an effect on our thinking patterns, on our behavior systems, you know. But these are discussions that we don't have. So it's not that 100% is, and I'm just speaking from, I ain't studied this or nothing like that. This is just an observation, right? So if you disagree, call in to fix it, to correct me, to teach me.
Right.
But you know, when you look at that environment, it wakes all that up, bro.
No, for real, bro. No, for real. That proper care, you know what I mean? That proper love, you know what I mean? Not taught that you are enough. You know what I mean? Not being taught that you are loved. You know what I mean? You are the prize. And that's another thing I want to say about sex, man. Don't give your prize away, man, to somebody who ain't been past that screening. you gotta have value within you. You gotta know your own worth. You know what I mean? You ever got paid first? You ever went for a job, went through the screening, got the job, and they paid you before you left the interview?
If they do, I ain't doing no work.
You can't get a prize up. And this for men too. Men don't, you know what I mean? And a lot of men trying to show they macho, you know what I mean? Trying to show they, you know what I mean, measure themselves on how they perform. You know what I mean? Just, hey man, y'all, we got to deal with these demons and this shit that's in us that happened to us as a child, man. We really do. Cause I mean, you wonder why you sick.
Yeah. And
you wonder why you half alive. You are always in the hospital. Cause you done spreaded yourself so damn thin to all these people. Ain't none of you. You done have, and what's crazy, we looking for this feeling, and it's a connection that we looking for. You know what I mean? And when we have sex, you are getting a connection. There is a connection that you're getting, but it's not the right one. So a piece of you got all these, and once you have the sex, it's there. You know what I mean? Even if you like them like that, you chase this feeling, and it's just somebody that everybody call when they trying to get this feeling. So man, let me go and call her. She gonna answer.
Yeah.
Let me go and you got all these connections and all these flashbacks in your head. And these folks, they don't give a damn about you. You don't give a damn about them. Y'all see each other, hey. Y'all see each other, hey. How you? Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Don't give your connection and give your biggest responsibility of life to somebody you don't even respect. You know what I mean? We got to have these screenings. You know what I mean? Really find your connections. You know what I mean? Really make somebody, you know what I mean, put that work in to, you know what I mean, to before you drop that seed. So you'll understand that this seed I'm gonna nurture. You know what I mean? That's what I got today, y'all. You know what I mean? Make sure we talking about this connection and this sex with our children, with ourselves. Because a lot of us still ain't figured it out. A lot of us just answering the phone at or don't pick up the phone to after dark. Cause we already know we don't have no type of connection with nobody who want to talk to us during the day. Nobody want to talk to you during the day and check on you and ask you how you doing and check on your feelings, ask you hungry,
your well-being.
And nobody give a damn about you.
Yeah.
But boy, they'll use you up, won't they? They'll use you up, man. Don't let nobody use you up. Don't let nobody use you up, man. Understand who you are. You know what I mean? Let's build each other up, man. And if do we got a caller? 940, would you come? 940-290-0801. Would you stand? You know what I mean? Call me, let me know what you think. Let me know how y'all feeling. We talking about sex today. You know what I mean? Some folks, you know what I mean, they feel like sex is a, you know what I mean, is they gotta have sex every free time. You know what I mean? Every time they not doing something, they on somebody's line trying to figure out where they at. Every time they got free time, they pants down.
Yeah, because you know they often talk about sex as a weapon, but they don't talk about sex as therapy.
Yeah,
how people hide behind their sex.
They, you know what I mean. Every chance they get, they pants down. They don't care who is with. You know what I mean. They don't give a damn. They want the lights off, man. And you know what I mean. Find out what's wrong with you. Let's get some understanding with ourselves before we bring somebody into a relationship and want them to deal with all this trauma, all this stuff that we bringing. You know what I mean? Let's actually build ourselves up and fix ourselves. You know what I mean? So our children, our family, our community, our nation can be fixed, y'all. You know what I mean? That's the goal. You know what I mean? To build that heaven. Cause like I said, I don't believe that he just gonna swoop down and everybody just gonna understand and you're gonna see clear and everything just gonna be pure again and it's gonna be white and the streets gonna be paved. No, I don't think he gonna give us that luxury. That's I don't believe that. We're gonna have to do a whole lot of work, y'all. We got some work to do. So that's why I'm sparking this conversation. And we talking about sex, man. But if they ain't gonna call in, JoJo, I think I'm gonna get out of here.
You gonna get out of here?
Yeah, man. I don't. Damn, can I look up? I don't have no businesses to shout out, which I'm wrong for because they gave me that information. But this lesson, I was moving too fast trying to get her on time. You know what I mean? So, the reason I'm here, man. The reason I'm here, the reason I do this is, you know what I mean, because I want to be here for the people. You know what I mean? Because I honestly believe we got to be here for each other. So that's the reason this show is here. That's the reason I'm here every Wednesday. That's the reason I want y'all to call in, give me subjects, tell me what y'all thinking about it, letting me know, you know what I mean, what you want to talk about. Because we gotta fix us. You know what I mean? You look on the news like, damn, they doing us wrong. You look out in the community, damn, why is she doing him like that? Damn, what is wrong with these people today? They don't have no guidance. You know what I mean? No proper teachings. So that's why we here, y'all. That's why we here, because we got to teach us. You got to fix them folks who out there. You feel me? But let's, one more time, 940-290-0801.
Well, I just want to say thank you, man. You know what I mean? Before we get out of here, we got a few more minutes. You know, it's not really a rush. But we working. Episode 3.
Episode 3. I like episode 3, JoJo.
Man, I like episode 2. I like episode 1.
Yeah, it's looking, but well, the display.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I see us growing. You know what I mean. I'm looking on. I see us looking better and better every day, man. Every episode, and the people gonna appreciate this. The people appreciate us, bro. Putting the work in.
This is a call. I'm not sure if it's a call for me or a call, but we about to see. Let me see. Cut this Bluetooth back on. The Roadcaster.
Okay.
I think it's your wife.
You think so? Yeah. That's my baby.
Send a voicemail. Press 2.
Speak your feelings with BearFeezie. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Shamisha, your beautiful wife, calling again.
Hey, Shamisha, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Speak your feelings.
I just want to tap in. I just want to tap in before you got out.
Okay.
And to say that I believe that this was a good topic.
Thank you.
To touch on. And I asked you this today. I think what was the topic going to be, and I didn't believe you when you said that you were going to talk about sex, because sex is it's a touchy, and I don't even want to say touchy, but it's it's like an uncomfortable topic to actually talk about on the forefront. But like you said, it is a topic that definitely does need to be discussed amongst our community and also with our children and in our homes.
That's true.
So we just appreciate you once again for having those tough conversations and putting this dialogue out there so that we can continue to talk, continue to educate ourselves and our children so that we make for better people, in the future.
Amen.
And so we appreciate you for that. Trying to see, do I have anything I want to touch on? I just want to, because I like the way, I appreciate Elise for calling in and speaking her truth and putting facts out there for us and giving us a little knowledge, because what she said in regards to when she had her, I think the CPS work come in and talk about, sex and how you make that and create that dialogue with your children.
Mm-hmm.
That was very interesting to me, because you and I both know when we discussed with Trey, which is our 4-year-old, about his body parts. I don't think we really refer to them as mommy has a vagina, daddy has a penis.
Right.
So that's definitely something that, she educated me on tonight, about, bringing that dialogue to my son, because I'm always leery about, just molestation,
right.
and I'm always, because we can't protect our kids,
right.
but we want to be there if anything. Well, I know I want to be there. I can't speak for everybody, but if anything, happens to my kids, I would want them to be able to come and be able to, discuss that with me, tell me,
Facts.
And be able to elaborate on it so that I can make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing to protect them as a parent, and also to support them too.
Facts. That's big. You want to build that relationship with your child. You know what I mean? So they'll feel comfortable with having that conversation with you.
Exactly, and I definitely feel like that's something that in a lot of households that comfortable level is not established, or that relationship is not established where, children are being comfortable enough, have that relationship to come and talk to their parents when they're curious, when they don't know,
Facts.
When they, want a better understanding. So I do think as a community, as a people, we definitely have to get on board, because there's too much molestation in the homes. There's too much,
Facts.
sexual abuse. There's too much mental abuse, and there's too much people carrying this energy, like she said, that these kids are getting from the womb. You know what I mean? They're not even getting a chance, you know, to be born clear and free with positive energy. They're coming into the world with negative energy, you know, and so they don't stand a chance, you know, when it does come time, you know, to actually be able to, you know, understand how this stuff actually works and how energy is being transferred from one, you know, human being to another human being.
That's great. And I appreciate you calling in about
great
that.
Great topic.
Thank you,
We
Mama.
appreciate you again for doing what you do. Keep it up.
Don't you take over my show.
Well, excuse me.
Hey,
okay,
what I was about to say? No, Miss,
no.
What I was about to say, I thank you for saying that, because that's big. Even if it's not a physical altercation or a physical traumatic situation that happened when the child was young, or when back in the day when we was a kid, especially with all these phones and all this access that we, you know what I mean, all this stuff that we have access to, mental, you know what I mean, mental stuff be happening to us regarding these situations. So yeah, you absolutely right about that. We got to start having these conversations. What you got going on, Uncle JoJo? Like, and we thank you so much for calling in. You can give us a call at any time, pretty girl.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna take over the show. Have a good night, everyone, and I'm out.
Thank you so much. But yeah, y'all, that's, you know what I mean, and I want anybody that heard this live or that can hear my voice, ask the people around you. If you're in a room with anybody, the next let's ask grown-ups too, what type of conversation did they have in their household about sex? And more times than not, we're not having these conversations enough.
Unknown caller.
We got another caller, y'all. Yours.
To send a voicemail, press.
Thank you for calling. Speak your feelings with BearFeezie. What's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, I'm sorry. This is your wife again. I had to call right back in because I kind of got long-winded. I'm for real, I got long-winded, but me as a supporter of Black business, I just wanted to put two of my friends promote their businesses out there.
We thank you.
So, you know, just, you know, giving everybody a little, you know, I guess, promotion or whatever the case may be. But I'm not going to take too much time. The first business, Black business that I want to promote is called C as in cat, L as in love, V as in Victor. I don't know how to pronounce the last part of it, but it is spelled U, Z as in zebra, URI collection. And this is a beauty, cosmetic, and personal care line. It is by my friend Cassie, and she is a Black-owned business. She has lip glosses, she has lip therapy, and lip liners. Go check her out. If you follow me on social media, you will probably see that I have promoted her before and shown her products. And then the second one that I wanted to put out is, hold on. It's called, I believe it's called Cardi Place.
Okay.
And it's spelled PARDEE. And this business is, Party Place.
Okay.
And she has a rental, party rental business where you can basically rent the blow up.
Do they have
the blow up houses?
The bounce houses?
Yes, bounce houses, rental tables, margarita machine, popcorn machine, cotton candy machine.
Oh, so all the party favorites.
She's also on social media as well. I get a lot of good, I see a lot of good reviews on her. And again, hers is called Cardi Place, and that's capital PAR, capital DEE Place. And if you guys need a bounce house, any, you know, chairs, table rentals, margarita machines, anything like that, go ahead and check her out.
That's a nice business. Okay, Party Place. Can you put a following information for both and the cosmetic line in the
I sure will.
in the comments if they have a website or anything like that. And yeah, let's support our people. If you're looking for cosmetics, you trying to get cute, you trying to get right, holla at CLV. Or if you need any party supplies, tables, chairs, bounce houses for the kids, margarita machine, let's get that Party Place. Thank you so much, Shamisha.
You're welcome. And I see a lot of our family on the line. Also, if you ever in East Texas near San Augustine or Nacogdoches, please feel free to stop by Watch Barbecue. Got the best top heat out there in the world.
Facts.
Make sure to check them out.
Facts. That's
all right. Well, that's all I needed.
Thank you so much.
All right, talk to you later.
Yes, ma'am. Nah, facts. Watch down in St. Augustine. Whew. That's the only reason me and my girl still together. Cause them her people down there with that chopped beef. Yeah. No, man. But let's have these conversations more, y'all, with ourselves first, so we can get an understanding of where we stand, and so we can look up some information. And let's have some conversations with our children. You know what I mean? So our next generation can be brought in the world right. You know what I mean? But if ain't nobody else calling in, I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for giving me support. Sorry for the businesses that send me y'all information that I don't have tonight, but there's gonna be plenty more episodes, so I'm gonna make sure everybody get their shout outs. If you could like, share, follow me at BearFeezie on social media. If you want to support me, go to my website, goodcakeent.com, goodcakeent.com, purchase a shirt or a sweatsuit or a short set. If you want a podcast, if you in the Dallas DFW Metroplex and you got an idea, you want to interview some people, you need a studio that got all the equipment, but you just got the idea and the voice, then get in my people at Love Deposit Studios, contact Uncle JoJo, inbox him, and man, you can get up in here in the slot, you know what I mean, right after mine or before mine. Bro be up here working. He getting better and better every week, so I appreciate my production team. And to all of y'all, man, let's keep having these conversations. Inbox me with some material or some questions, or some that y'all want me to touch on, or a good subject you think I should speak on, or anything that's happening around the area that you need me to talk about.
I want to say thank you first and foremost for the shout out.
Yes,
I want to
sir.
say thank you for your commitment, man, and what you
Yes,
putting
sir.
in, because the work that you put in on your end, it forces me to work on my end.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
So
that's what
I
it
is.
Say
thank you, man. The dialogue was great once again.
Yes, sir.
You got Mo 3 on your shirt.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, so
it's my guy, man.
Yeah,
I'm a bigger fan every. Oh, and you know what I just thought about early this week? He over Biggie to me now. I never put in a Biggie album and just jammed it. Yeah. He was just a nice, smooth rapper that I always liked.
Yeah.
But I got Mo 3. I done jam more Mo 3 songs than Biggie.
Yeah.
So it's like Tupac, Jay-Z. And I want to say Mo 3 is like over Kendrick now right now, and J. Cole.
Man, not Kendrick, bro.
Right now in my life, I'm speaking for my 5 that I'm going, you know what I mean?
You
know,
they got Mo 3 in your top 5.
I'm trying to think who would. Okay. I got Pac.
Yeah.
I got
that's heavy.
I got Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne got to be in there.
Yeah.
In my top 5, so he gonna be right after Jay-Z. I gotta put Mo 3 in there. If I had to choose an album that I'm going you know what I mean, it's only 5 rappers that I can take on my trip. Mo 3 gonna be in there. Probably Kevin Gates gonna be in there. Rod Wave right now. Rod Wave up there too right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I can dig it, bro. He wanted to
like that last J. Cole album I really liked. I'll be jamming that, but I ain't jamming it more than that Mo3 right.
Mo3.
Well, and it may be because he passed away. You know what I mean? You get a little, maybe you feel it different. You know what I mean? When they not here with you, with us no more, maybe it's a different feeling. You know what I mean? That's why Tupac, his stuff is kind of real deep to it. Maybe once they gone and you hear that stuff that they was on, and maybe they got a little connection. Nipsey up there too. Yeah. Nipsey up there, but I don't know right now. And that's this week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he up there, bro.
Yeah.
That feeling. I ain't popping in too many albums that I get that feeling from. Man. And too many songs. You know what I mean? And maybe because a lot of soul is leaving music. You know what I mean? So it's folks just rapping and a lot of soul material. You know what I mean? Which is kind of why I put and yeah, I rap. I got some albums out. I never promoted my albums on. I'll be so serious and nervous. Y'all look up BearFeezie on Apple Music or Spotify or wherever y'all listen to music at, and y'all call in on the next show. Let me know what y'all think about my music. But yeah, I ain't listening to albums no more and getting that feeling. That feeling, man, like I be getting with this guy's songs, and you know what I mean? Because the way he's singing it, you swear you in church, but it's so relatable because you know what I mean. He from the hood, you know what I mean. He actually hollering the streets in the apartments where I grew up. You know what I mean? Where I he is. I guess it got a different feeling than a lot of folks. You know what I mean? I'm kind of biased because he is yelling the streets that I ran down. Yeah. So maybe it's different.
Nah, because everybody that's hollering at you ain't championing them. Shit, you got 1,000 people hollering them streets over there, but you ain't calling them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Man, you put that shit down, man.
Yeah, you know exactly.
Nah. But I just thought I brought it up, man, because you got it on your shirt. So maybe
bro.
The youngsters out here, you know. But thank you,
Yeah, man, it's up, man. Speak your feelings with BearFeezie, man. This is a show. Before I go, this is not my show. You know what I mean? I got my feelings that I like to express, but this is for everybody to get their feelings off. You know what I mean? For everybody to call in and talk about your idea that you need help with, or to call in and promote your business. If you got a business you want folks to talk about, or you know what I mean, you want to put out there, you know what I mean? Call in and let's promote it. It's the people show. You know what I mean? You got some that's getting on your nerves this week. You know what I mean? A co-worker or a situation with your mate, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband. Both of y'all call in and let me mediate and see if we can bring some understanding. You know what I mean? To these situations, so we can clear these situations up and get on by our life. And let's get to work and let's get to so we can get to heaven. Got some work to do. Or is he gonna swoop? Is he gonna swoop? Is he gonna swoop down? Or we gotta get to work, y'all. You know what I mean? Don't let all your free time, you know what I mean? Don't let all your free time be you drunk. You know what I mean? All the free time you got, you high, you leaned over, bent over, doing something you ain't got no damn business. Let some of your free time be some positivity, some encouragement. You know what I mean? Some building, some lessons, some righteous teachings. Let's get some. It don't take much. It don't take much. You know what I mean? Like I heard, if everybody do a little, we nobody got to do a lot. It don't take much, y'all. You know what I mean? You just, you know, right from wrong. You know, the same way that God works through us, the devil is in us too. So every time you about to do something wrong, you get that right thought too. But you say, no, I'm going to do it this time. I didn't get caught last time. Why? Ain't nobody saying nothing about it yet. I'm still getting away with it. Well, do some righteous. Get away with some right. Get away with some right, y'all. But let me get on this road, y'all. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna come back next week with some. I'm gonna try to make something that's not gonna make me that nervous, that antsy.
Sweaty palms.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We're gonna go a little easy. Probably bring some laughter. Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know. Whatever the spirit moves me. That was on life. When he said that in the book, the spirit moves me, man. So she was $2 short. All right, y'all, man. Episode 3. Long live Mo 3. It is a wrap, man. Love Deposit Studios and cut. That's it, man. That was deep, man. I liked it. I liked it, bro. I think we